In this video, we're going to be looking at the B4J bridge, which is extremely important to your development activities because it enables you not only to upload your applications to whatever you're building them for, but also enables you to debug them on the fly. So let's take a look at how we do this. The first thing you need to do is actually download the B4J bridge from the B4X website. And then what I've done, and I'll include this as a thread on the B4X website in the B4J forums, is a link to the code in order to make yourself scripts to automate these processes of running the bridge. So let's go ahead and see how this works. What I'm doing now is running the bridge on the Macintosh. We're checking what the IP address is, and then we're going to go ahead and launch the B4J product. In my case, I'm launching the B4J product within a virtual environment on my Macintosh. Once we get into the product here, the B4J product that is, you'll notice that it says B4J is connected. We can go up to the bridge under the Tools menu and check to make sure that the IP address matches what came up in the bridge script. We're in debug mode, so we can go ahead and run. And here's our bouncing smiley running on the Macintosh. As you can tell by the buttons up in the top left, this is actually a Macintosh window that popped up over the Windows virtual environment that's running within my Mac. So we go ahead and stop it. Now let's take a look at how we do this on the Raspberry Pi. I have a VNC shortcut to my Raspberry Pi. And let's take a look at, I'm going to go into the text editor and show you the script, which will also be included in the thread I referred to, on running the B4J bridge script, so that you can automate this process within the Raspberry Pi also, or any other Linux environment for that matter. Check your IP address, then go back to the Tools menu and the B4J bridge and check your connection and make sure that you choose the IP address that corresponds with the device that you're sending the application to, whether in debug mode or in release mode. Now, let's take a look at how we actually run something in debug mode from the Raspberry Pi. This is a console application, not a user interface application. And we're going to run this in debug mode from the B4J environment over to our Raspberry Pi. So we click Run. And here's a video of what we ran on the B4J environment. In fact, we're running it right now in debug mode, thanks to Errol and the Anywhere software for actually writing the code for that application. Now let's take a look at a web app example, I should say. Once again, we run our bridge script on the Raspberry Pi. And what we're doing is actually creating a web server from our Raspberry Pi. Go back into the B4J integrated development environment. Just a moment for this to launch. Once this launches, let's go up and choose our web app example. We choose our web app. Let's go up to Tools and the B4J bridge and connect. Make sure we connect. And down here, noted, it does say B4J connected, and the IP address corresponds with our Raspberry Pi. So we know we're going to send this over to the Raspberry Pi in order to run the web app from there. Now let's go to our web browser on the Macintosh. And this web browser now could be any web browser on this particular network. And let's type in the IP address and port 8888, which is what's in our application. This is the IP address and port 8888 of the Raspberry Pi. And the Raspberry Pi is actually serving up this web page, for which there are numerous links. Let's just take a look at each of these links. And keep in mind that we're actually accessing the Raspberry Pi on our network from the Macintosh from an application we wrote with B4J. Basically but we are using the Raspberry Pi as a web server. Wonderful things you can do with this product. And in the next video, we're going to start learning how to actually program these types of applications. Thank you.